Merab Dvalishvili versus Cory Sandhagen is just in a few days, and I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on what I think is going to happen, who I think is going to win, if Cory Sandhagen even stands a chance. A lot of people actually give Cory Sandhagen not that big of a chance on winning, because obviously you guys know, like, there's a difference between odds and what people actually think in the MMA community, right? Like, everybody knows that. And what I'm sensing from the MMA community, right? I actually don't even know the odds for this fight. But I'm just gonna put it up on the screen up there just in case. I'm just gonna put it up. I don't really know the odds actually. Let me just look at them real quick. Okay, so he's a moderate favorite. So even the odds agree that, Cory Sandhagen literally has basically almost no chance on beating Merab Dvalishvili. And look, I think Merab Dvalishvili is going to win. I'm just going to tell you guys off the bat. I think he's going to win, but a lot of people think that he's just going to run over Cory Sandhagen, and that's what I don't agree with. I think Merab is going to have a really hard time against Cory Sandhagen in the first two rounds. Like a really, really hard time. I'm even going to say that he might actually even lose the first round. The first one is going to be so confusing for Merab Dvalishvili because Cory Sandhagen, at the first two rounds, he's so technical, Like, imagine Leon Edwards on the pads, how good he looks. That's how Cory Sandhagen fights in the first two rounds. He fights clean, he fights beautiful, he just fights beautiful, like a fighter supposed to fight. Now, Merab throws a wrench in there, is what I'm trying to say. He's gonna throw a wrench in there, either in the second or the third round. That's when we're gonna see Cory Sandhagen is, what the fuck is this guy doing, right? Because when you have such a clean fighter, a beautiful fighter, and you just have someone that runs into people, like literally runs into you and just spams anything. He spams anything. That's when it gets tricky, right? That's when it gets very, very tricky. And another thing, I just rewatched the fight that Cory Sandhagen had against Umar Nurmagomedov. And one thing really caught my eye is that you could see he was fatigued. I'm not saying he was, I don't know how do I say fatigue. He was fatigued. He was tired. You can definitely see it noticeably that he was definitely tired in the third round and up, right? Once he hit the third round, you could definitely see that he was kind of fatigued. And that really worried me, bro. That really, really worried me, because if you're getting tired against Umar Nurmagomedov starting the third round, not at the end of the third, no, I'm talking about once the third round started, he was already tired, right? I'm not saying he was like exhausted or anything, but obviously you could definitely see noticeably that he was fatigued a little bit, right? And that got me thinking, like, if he was a little bit fatigued, that it was noticeable to the point that it was noticeable against Umar Nurmagomedov in the third fucking round, guys, like, when we're talking about Merab, we're not talking about like how good he looks, his execution. Like, we don't talk about that. He just goes in there and does what he does, literally. And we recently learned that this guy doesn't even warm up. We saw he did like a video with Demetrius Johnson. That man doesn't even warm up. He just goes in there and does what he does. Okay. There's nothing beautiful about this guy, how he does, but he gets it done. He did a interview too with I actually don't even remember who he did it with. It's a known name, but in the interview he said that he just fights to win, and that's what he does. He literally just fights to win, no matter how good it looks, no matter how much you don't like it, how boring you think it is. He just goes there and wins, and that's what I think he's going to do. We're just going to see. I think this could be a finish, but I'm leaning towards a decision because how good Cory Sandhagen's takedown defense is. Cory Sandhagen's takedown I think we might see Merab go for like he might go for like 3-77 or something, you know. He actually might do that, and he might win that way. Because Cory Sandhagen, the way he stuffed takedowns is fucking beautiful. It really is beautiful. And you saw that against the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. It was, I'm just going to say, it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, he lost that fight, but the way he stuffed takedowns, it's just beautiful, man. It really, really is. Now, can he do that for 5 rounds straight against Merab? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because even with Umar, once the championship rounds, because I'm pretty sure it was a 5-rounder. Obviously, it wasn't a championship fight, but I'm saying championship rounds, you know what I mean, started, you could definitely see that he was sluggish with the takedown defense. And that's understandable, right? That's understandable. But again, I'm just saying this with the context that he's fighting fucking Merab. You know, you gotta put that in there, and you cannot get sluggish against Merab. That's one thing he's gonna punish. If you're sluggish in anything, you are going down, my friend. Now, I saw also a lot of people go that go with the submission. He thinks they're gonna finish. I don't personally think that's going to happen. I think Cory Sandhagen is too slick for that to happen. Now, if he does that, that would be pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be pretty amazing. And that's just gonna add to his legacy. He's already the bantamweight go, and that's just gonna add even more to it if he finishes Cory Sandhagen. Now, if finish, that's what is expected by me. I think he's just gonna get a decision. You know, he's gonna win 3 rounds out of the 2 or whatever. But man, this fight, I when I first saw it, right, when it first was announced, I thought Merab was just gonna run over Cory Sandhagen for 5 rounds straight, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm first round, second round might go to Cory Sandhagen because of the fucking how beautiful he looks on the feet, and that might confuse Merab a little bit. You know, he might stun Merab's brain for a little bit, but again, it might be a 4-1 Merab. It might be. He might figure him out in the second round, after the first, or not even figure him out. Just like I said, just throw. He's probably just gonna, after the first round, if he loses it, he's probably just gonna throw that wrench in there and just start doing what he does, ramming into him, disrupting him. He might just do that. But I was looking at Cory Sandhagen's fights, and obviously with that, you see his like resume, right? And it's really not even that impressive. Like it really, really isn't. And I know I'm comparing him against literally the GOAT of the bantamweight division. I understand. But Deiveson Figueiredo moving up weight. Yeah, he beat some fighters when he moved out. I'm pretty sure he beat Marlon Vera, Cody Garbrandt, and Rob Font. But like, come on, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna say those names again. Marlon Vera, Cody fucking Garbrandt, and Rob Font. And he lost to Peter Yan. Then he lost to obviously Cory Sandhagen. But you beat Deiveson Figueiredo, who is absolutely an amazing fighter, but not in the bantamweight division. I'll tell you that right now. He's not really good in the bantamweight division. Okay, and then then Cory Sandhagen fought Umar Nurmagomedov, which, you know, he had a okay fight against him. The takedowns, again, he proved he's a very good overall fighter. You know, he's a complete, should I say good? Yeah, he is a good overall fighter. He really is. I'll give him that. But, you know, Rob Font, Marlon Vera, Song Yudong, then he lost to Peter Yan. But this is like 2021 if I keep going. But you get the point. He really hasn't fought the level of, like, nowhere near, except for Umar, of course. He only fought one fighter that's nowhere near Merab's level, and Merab showed Umar Nurmagomedov levels. Let's not brush over the fact that Merab literally showed Umar Nurmagomedov fucking levels. And let's not brush over another fact that Merab Dvalishvili literally had Umar Nurmagomedov fucking tired in the octagon, like visibly fucking tired. When I was watching that fight live, I don't remember if I said it in the live stream or I said it in my head, but I was like, he's fucking tired. You know how crazy some shit has to be for me to be shocked that someone's tired? A Nurmagomedov was tired in the octagon, visibly tired. That's a shocker. That's literally a shocker. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is Merab Dvalishvili should take this decision win. I'm not gonna say easily, but convincingly, in my opinion. Now, if Cory Sandhagen were to win this fight somehow, some way, I mean, he's just gonna. I feel like he's gonna have to either. I don't see Cory Sandhagen really submission Merab Dvalishvili. I don't really see that happening. Now, Cory Sandhagen really doesn't pack a punch, so that's another problem. But the thing is, he doesn't really have to pack a punch. He really doesn't, guys. Remember, Merab Dvalishvili comes at you like a train. Literally like a train. If you can counter him, if you actually go back, and you know what's even better? Tim Welch. Tim Welch YouTube channel. If you go watch his videos, especially when he broke down the second fight with Sean O'Malley, he had a perfect, he had like the perfect moments for that. There's moments that Merab literally just rushes O'Malley and O'Malley counters him, but I'm telling you, those shots miss by a centimeter. Like, it's so close. So many shots that could have ended the fight, but they just miss slightly. Seriously, slightly, man. And I feel like you don't really need to pack a punch against Merab, because Merab would probably run into that. He could run into that. And I'm a little bit worried. That's the only worry I have against for Merab, because he just, you know how reckless he is, obviously, but it works. Okay, it works. But the thing is, eventually he will run into one of those, and the person that delivers it doesn't really need to pack a punch, because he's literally just gonna run into it, you know. And that's really the only worry I have for this fight, that he's probably gonna run into one of Cory Sandhagen's counters. And it's not really because Cory Sandhagen packs a punch. He's just gonna run into it and get fucking stunned or some shit, you know. But yeah, I don't really see Cory Sandhagen submitting Merab. Only way I see it, if Merab literally runs into a counter punch, which is absolutely possible. Like, that's not like some -1%. No, this is like, it happens a lot when Merab fights, that those shots just miss. So it's just so close, so close. And you know, with Cory Sandhagen's skill, he fucking overanalyzes shit, just overthinks everything. You know, it puts a little bit of doubt in me, just a little bit though, not that much, but a little bit, that it could happen. But I'm gonna stay with my pick, Merab Dvalishvili by unanimous decision. Now let me know in the comment section, what do you think is going to happen? Seriously, let me know down in the comment section. Make sure you guys leave a like, hit that sub button. I want to reach 500 subscribers. I'm at what, 260 right now, so it's a long way from now, but I believe we can do it. But with that being said, I'll see everyone very soon. Goodbye.